Hello and welcome back to Europa Universalis 4. I am Lord Forwind, here playing as Andalusia. We have got this nice amount of progress going on. Obviously, people still hate us, but I figured before I got started, I would mention the fact that I have um, learned some interesting things from a multiplayer session. And I now realize there is a great use to debasing currency as Muslim nations, so I figured I'd stick this in here to mention it. If you go legalistic, you can then, or legalism, I guess legalistic would be the term, you can then use 50% of that to move towards mysticism, but it will lower your corruption, so I will have to remember that, because right now that actually gives me a fair amount of money. Obviously, I'm not going to use it at the moment because I'm behind in tech and I really do need to catch up. So let's see. Other than that, our colony in the New World, our second colony in the New World, I should say, is doing fairly well and should be done shortly. Aragon particularly hates me, and France is not too happy with us either. Everybody thanked the Ottomans who saved me. They literally saved the day. So I don't know exactly how soon we're going to be able to expand in this region anymore, just because of how strong Aragon is. And I believe they're still allied to France. No, they're allied to Genoa. I could possibly beat them in a one-on-one war now that I think about it. Let's rival Burgundy. Trying to see if there's any way I can get France to like me a bit more. Ideally, I'd like to ally France, but if I can just... I should have probably rivaled England. Helps if I actually remember to check that. So, plan is rebuild, get ready, and hopefully there won't be another coalition immediately formed against us. Specifically, I'm hoping that at least the Pope and France won't join. If Aragon and Castile and Portugal join, that's not the end of the world, although it would be a bit of a problem. We also have to deal with the fact that Morocco hates us now, so I might actually go and try and beat up them a little bit. Specifically, I'd like to take at least these two, if not these three, provinces. That way I at least can cross over and connect with my land in North Africa. Also, if possible, I'd also like to get their gold mine, but that obviously would take probably more than one war. Actually, they like me again now. So, as much as I said I was going to go beat them up, I won't. At least not for right now. It's better for me to have them as an ally than as an enemy, mainly because if I do lose the war in Iberia, all the enemy troops tend to get stuck trying to siege down Morocco's territory, because Morocco's territory is actually quite a nightmare to besiege with mountains and highlands and drylands and everything. Let's continue our conversion, and we'll see how things are going. Also, I figured I'd toss this out here. I was considering getting a new mic. Would people be interested in that? I've noticed lately that I'm not sounding the best in videos. Maybe it's just me being a little bit too paranoid about how I sound, but I was thinking I might look into getting a slightly better mic. You guys can actually hear me better. Especially since now people, the people I live with are very well aware of the fact that I do recording, so they're not as loud when they go through the room I'm in. Which, unfortunately, not a private one at the moment. Okay, we can get... Ooh. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. I think I'll do that. Fort defense and get it really strong. 64 there, 59 there. More importantly, it also makes it cheaper, which is going to be very key. Plus, we get some bit more of spreading of institutions, which is kind of cool. Although we already, considering we got colonialism, be fine on that front. And especially since I have now managed to force Portugal out of the colonial game, I believe. They do have this one province down here that I will want to steal from them at some point. But they can't be really rich at all. They're down to, what, 50 development or so at most? So, we'll see where that goes. I am going to spend some money and stick a fort in my capital because I am getting tired of it being taken over. But we will not go for the next idea here. Instead, I'm going to go for the tech. Well, that's not that useful of an event. There's like 2 fortification events, and I really like the one that gives permanent fort defense to a region. And that wasn't it. Was not it, unfortunately. So we're rebuilding there. We still got a fairly good ruler on the throne and a fairly good heir, so I'm not too concerned. Our relationship with Morocco has to last for another 3 years. Hopefully they don't get too angry. Our colony, Barjonas, has now turned into a coastal center of trade, so that's good. We do have enough out here now to throw these guys into an explorer. Explore the Caribbean. Specifically, I would like to snag the last of the centers of trade in the Caribbean. I think that's Havana. Once this is done, once we actually find it, I will swiftly colonize that, and then we only need 2 more in that region. Once that's done, and then we will have our first colonial nation, and we should be getting a fair amount more money. In the meantime, let's continue our conversion. I love how Lisboa is now Lisbona. I guess it still sounds like it. Kind of interesting. Let's probably, you know what, let's just use you for now. Not ideal, but we can get him drilling, keep him under control. Let's raise our forts just so we don't get any trouble. And how are we doing with our army limit? Need 6 more, so I'm going to throw down some cannon. Let's just do 6 cannon. Castile is now entering. Okay, so this means my truce with some of them is expired. There we go. That is done. France has entered. Portugal has entered. I didn't think France could rejoin that coalition. Oh well. Great. Aragon has a truce with us for another year or more, so... Oops. No. Aragon could attack us at any point. Oh, that's weird. Especially since I am unable to ally myself to Morocco. Could be very, very bad unless I'm careful. I kind of almost want to put another fort out here somewhere, like up here, just so that I actually have a line of forts I can hide behind. Hide behind, strike out, do raid damage, and then kind of run away. Oh, our explorer just died almost immediately. Not good. We did find Havana though, so not a total loss. Yeah, I'll keep another explorer going. Finish off exploring that area. We also might want to jump up here and snag Bermuda. That's a good one to grab. How are the Ottomans doing? Need more allies. I sure hope they don't attack me. I really want to ally myself to Morocco, but I can't. I can ally myself to England, though, which I, of course, will do immediately. Because even though England is not what you'd call the best ally, the deterrence alone is going to be amazing. Plus, their fleet might be the only one in the world right now that can really take on Aragons. I've been rebuilding mine, but it's still not that efficient. And I'm going to rebuild a lot more here. If I use all those, I throw all of you down there, we should have enough to, first of all, move this army back into Europe. Good thing we have this fort down here. That's worth keeping. We'll invite them again. We're going to be nice to the natives as much as possible. Yes, I still will leave this one drilling though. Need this fort finished though. Returning scholars, let's take legalism. And now that we are getting another tech level, let us debase our currency. Get that corruption. Then we will do legalism. Bring that in. 360 some odd gold, or ducats technically. So Caribbean is relatively under control. I guess I'll explore the North Atlantic. I don't have much else to do. Both Castile and Portugal really aren't going to be able to colonize for some time. If they do, I'll just kill them for it. The fact that I did steal all their islands is key, although I will have to fight Morocco for that one singular island of Madeira, because I was an idiot about that. And didn't realize I needed to take that before they did. The key point, though, is I have stopped Morocco from expanding into Europe, and I am very happy with that. Now, if I could only get France or somebody to leave this coalition. Killing Aragon is going to take forever. So. Let's build another fort. I think I'll build it there. Not the best position, seeing as the AI will be able to walk through Portugal's lands, but still 4 forts there is going to be a lot more useful to survive with than otherwise. We'll take the hit. Oh, I hate that event. Negative 20 tax modifier, not one of the best events to get. In fact, I think it's one of the worst economic events that doesn't actually come with a money cost. Very painful to deal with. I also probably should get some more claims going against Aragon. And let's do this fleet before I forget. Chance to capture enemy ships, we'll do that. The cool part is I'm doing that now before I actually build 19 ships, but I still get the benefit on all 19 ships. Seems like a bit of a thing, but a bit of an exploit. We also do need to get another colonist out there soon. It's a shame that we don't actually have any colonial ideas, but I guess that makes sense. Strait of Gibraltar, Tariq Ibn Ziyad. Interesting. In case you're wondering, that's where the name Gibraltar comes from. Okay, Tunis is friendly. I can now ally to Morocco. Good, good, good. More importantly, we kept enough favors with them, so we could call them to war if need be. Surprised how many troops Tunis can field. I'm pretty sure that new school mechanic that gives cheaper development just makes Tunis so much more viable. It's got to, because now their land, even though it's mostly desert, they're not suffering such a painful cost. For example, these ones, it's actually cheaper for them to develop it in drylands. So they can actually keep up to some degree with people like Germany and others in terms of developing their land. Anyhow, got some new cannon, which is good. Obviously, we're still going to need a lot more cannon to actually be able to take back Iberia. The progress is progress. I think I'll wait and get the next tech. Building that fort, building the forts is now going to kind of bankrupt me for a while. I'd rather be slightly bankrupted than not have defenses against Aragon and France. I can always destroy them later on. Only 200 gold. We can most definitely afford it. Another question is, if I took land from Aragon, do I want to take out like their capital? Yeah, I've got a bit of a decision here. Is I can take their capital and a couple other regions here, or I could try retaking the Castilian lands. In some ways, I'm almost tempted to feed Castile back some of their land. I don't think I could vassalize Castile. Not peacefully, at least. I could do it by force. I think they're just going to hate me too much. 200 aggressive expansion. They're never going to get along with me. How are my estates doing? Ah, I forgot all about you. We must grant New World Charter. We must demand diplomatic support and some money. And there goes the next tech level. So that's actually going to boost settler growth by 20, which is kind of amazing. I don't think we want to do lenient taxation. Ideally, I'd like to do land acquisition for the cheaper coring costs, but oh, shoot. I'm going to be at war with Morocco here. This is not good at all. Well, for now, I will say I want these provinces. Unfortunately, I have to join the war, but what I really have to be careful of is that coalition doesn't attack me. Oh boy. The moment when your allies attack the wrong people in your mind. No, I'll at least control the strait. Can't cross yet. I don't think Morocco has that large of an army. No, only 10,000. If I can get a hold of this crossing, I can win. Obviously, that will be the trouble. Good, and the general died exactly when I wanted him to, pretty much. He wasn't a good general anyway, he was more of just a placeholder. Actually, all my generals are pretty terrible at the moment. There we go, let's quickly cross. Oh, they saw it coming, great. Hate it when the AIs are good at that timing. That close to be able to cross the strait. That is a very big problem. Luckily my fort here, 35 fort defense, should be reasonably difficult for them to take. Yes. Yeah, we're not going to Toledo, increase that. If I do take this, I get loyalty, but then I would have to use that. No, we're going to offend the priests. Less trouble, the better. I believe this got, yes, the increased conversion rate. That will be another 2 provinces very quickly converted to Sunni. I probably don't have to wait too long until the Ottomans are going to show up. They're pretty much already taking these forts. Early game Ottoman siege ability. Ah, the Columbian Exchange. Guild Warrior, we'll do that. That is unfortunate, but I'm not going to interfere. I really can't do anything at the moment in this war other than cause attrition damage. I need Tunis's army to come back to save me, but they're not coming. And my explorer died again. What's my casual rate with these guys? It seems like every 5 years or more they die. Meanwhile, the colony in Havana is going well. I don't see any other colonists out there yet. Well, at least that's on my side. And we can put another claim on Aragon. Okay, I guess we wait and see if the Ottomans will come help us, because that is a much too strong fleet. A much too strong fleet. A much stronger fleet than mine. And I'm not about to try and break through there. On the other hand, my nice little vassal of Fazan is proving to be a marvelous distraction for anyone who wants to fight in this area. Everybody just sends troops down there to take their little fort. I suppose I could annex them, right? Are they in range? Almost definitely, because I can colonize. I don't know, though. 3 troops is not to be scoffed at. Felt hats is a thing. Okay. That really just helps Russia and a couple of the northern states, not me. And wow! Kitchi over here is doing really well. Look at this. They've wiped out pretty much everybody. Question is, have they actually passed any reforms, though? That and what happens when my fort falls. I may have to move this army down to block Jabal Tariq. Okay, fort is gone. Kinda sucks, but we'll deal. Ottomans are definitely wiping out the Mamluks. I'm not going to get anything out of this war right now. I'm not even expecting to. But it would be nice if I could get it. I think I'm going to probably do, my next idea group, expansion, I'd say. I might as well colonize since I've killed 2 colonizers. So, expansion ideas. See, what does that stack with? Stacks with them for recovering or global settler. Nothing too wonderful, nothing too terrible. We are ahead of time in tech, so we can actually take that. Reinforce speed boosted. That'll come in nice. That's a lot less costs in terms of reinforcing your army. Boy, they can't win anything though. Look at this. I don't think Morocco is as strong. Did they take defensive ideas or something? Offensive ideas. Guess so, nothing really dangerous. Here we go. One more and then we'll get Strait of Gibraltar. And if it's one of these, we'll get either a colonist or we will finish off the defensive ideas and get that wonderful attrition, which also would be worth it at this point. Same thing for the reduced attrition. Okay, that's another province converted. The Azores. I think I have the Azores in a... No, I actually don't. Huh. I'll also do it to the Canaries, and then more importantly, I can throw it on Enforced Religious Unity, boost that conversion rate. Meanwhile, I can turn it off. At least I think so. I might have to re-put it on in a little bit. I'll have to put it on Lisboa over here. Tunis is actually a fair amount of trouble. Actually, wait, I can cross the strait. Thank you, Tunis. Finally, your fleet has arrived. Amazing how many fleets the Berbers can field, isn't it? There we go. We will start the siege of the Moroccan lands, and we'll get a missionary advisor. So these guys are going to go very quick. And you know what? Once Morocco loses this, I think this will be a good stopping point. So that will be it for this episode. Let me know what you think about the mic. Is it worth getting another one, or are people still fine with this? Wow, Argon has Crete. Anyhow, I will talk to you guys all in the next video. Bye for now.